I was saying that's unlivable. That's why sometimes you get these outbursts from people that didn't look racist or seem racist, and then they're like, yo, I'm not racist. Because the truth is, like, people are asked to bear that burden that sometimes they don't really feel. Like, they know they're not racist, but black people are allowed to kind of like generalize white people, lump white people. Like, let me speak for myself. I was taught that I didn't have to grant white people their individuality. I could speak about white people in generalities. I could say things like, these white people, or how white people are, or white people want this and that, not realizing that it's very unfair to say that I can speak like that, but that a white person can't refer to black people in that way. So I even stopped speaking in those kinds of terms, start making sure I speak more nuanced, like sometimes white people or white culture tends this way or that way, even when I have to make a critique, because it's really, it's oppressive. And I know people are not ready for that kind of talk, because the general idea of oppression is, white, black, man, woman.
And people always think economics.
Yeah, exactly, man. Look, man. Hey, but gangbanging is oppression if I ever saw it. The FBI crime statistics say that only 2% of black males commit violent crime. You know how low that is? That means our neighborhoods are being held hostage by a minority.
Wow.
That's oppression.
Because the majority is too inactive.
And the majority got something to lose.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Dude ain't got, he ain't got nothing to lose. What you say, old lady? Like,
hey.
What's she gonna do?
Wow.
Yeah, man.
No, that's real.
Do you think that's different in like open carry states?
Only
reason I think about that, right? Because I think about like here in New York City, we can't really have guns, so it's like only the criminals got the guns.
Right.
Whereas if I was out of state,
except for me,
you ain't coming. If you was out of state or upstate in Buffalo where y'all at,
right,
you ain't coming around here with that because I could use mine legally. You know what I'm saying? So it might be a little hesitation. Like when I was in Atlanta, right? I went to a party. I was in Atlanta and outside the club said, leave your weapons in the car. And I laughed and I'm like, the fact that y'all even gotta say that, everybody got it. So you don't think twice before you start acting stupid, because everybody got it and it's licensed. So they could do it without getting in trouble.
I wonder about the differences of intraracial violence, white on white and black on black, in open carry states versus strict gun law states.
I feel like a person of color would be less likely to go at a white person than on themselves. I think because subconsciously, because they may, let's say, pick on somebody white first,
right?
But when it comes down to really getting busy, I think they'll do it to themselves more often, because I think subconsciously they feel like there's a heavier price to pay.
Right.
Because you may more likely get away with it doing it to somebody
a black person
than not. You know what I'm saying? And be like, yo, if I do it to him, they'll throw the book at me.
That's crazy.
Or it might be that competitive spirit too, because if you balling on a court, sometimes you don't want to ball against somebody you know what I mean, that you can beat. You know what I'm saying? White people, to a lot of black people, they feel like, they tougher than them. They ain't competing with them. They compete with the other black dude that, can steal their territory or can get they wifey. You know what I mean? Or whatever it is, I mean, no, seriously, like black people live in a fantasy world of competition with each other. I really see it all the time.
Wow.
I see it all the time.
But you know what? When you make a connection like that, like earlier you made the connection.
I think the gun law is raised to the spirit what you're saying. I think it puts.
Oh, Josh might be delayed.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Josh.
I think he's delayed.
Oh, no, I was just saying, just to add to the spirit of what you're saying about the gun law thing, is that I think that it adds a premium on how you value life. If I'm around with a bunch of people that got pistols legally and they got guns, it adds a perspective of how I value my life and how I want to engage in foolishness or not. So I mean, I do training all the time with my pistol. I deal with all types of scenario-based training. Everybody doesn't do that. But at the end of the day, like if you down south and you in a constitutional carry state where you just need a driver's license and you go get a pistol, and you know everybody legally riding clean, like, man, I'm going to handle my road rage a little bit differently than running up on somebody like, yo, what you doing, Sam? Blah, blah, blah.
That's
and he
what I'm
won't
saying.
pistol on me because he's feeling threatened. Yo, like, it just causes me to value my life differently because I got a family to go home to. That man got a family to go home to. So, you know, if you have no regard for your life, then you just might lose it one day because everybody carrying around these streets. So it's like, man, I value my life differently. So I choose to engage and carry myself differently because I want to, you know, I'm here to protect myself, my family, and community in a righteous way if I can.
That's what I'm saying. Out here, it's like you run up on somebody because you don't think nobody got it but you. You know what I'm saying? Even when I ain't have it at times and I would be like in my nonsense, I run up on somebody automatically thinking you ain't got it and treat you as such. Whereas out of state, like you said, you might be like, all right, I'm naked out here, so let me chill.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Word.
Yo, Riggs, you used to run up on people?
When I had a bad day. Yo, so like my anger would always be like, I used to call it righteous anger, right? Because anything I did stupid was like after I was saved. Cause I got saved when I was 16, so before that I wasn't really doing much. But you know, it'd be like I could see people, let's say, hustling on the block every day. Don't bother me. I walk right past and go to Bible study or something, right? Then when I'm having a bad day, you know what I mean? I might go in your pocket and tell you can't sell over here. And in my mind, it was righteous. Even though my intent wasn't really about you selling drugs to the community. It was just
No selling pigeons and doves in the temple,
I had a
bro.
bad day. You know what I mean? I had a bad day and I wasn't going to take it out on the nerd because I like the nerd and me and him going to go watch Avengers later. And you don't need to be over here and we ain't friends anyway.
Right. You can't eat.
So everything I did illegal, I just felt like it was righteous. Even when the time I did sell drugs, like I made the joke earlier in the chat, like I only sold cocaine. But it's because Capital One was getting in my pockets and trying to hurt my credit, and a brother was trying to have a future.
Right.
So I ain't sell drugs because I was oppressed. It's because Capital One was oppressing me.
Yo, but check it though. So, Meech made a connection between the competitive spirit and hip hop, right?
Mm-hmm.
I always say I can never separate the fact, even though these are things that I enjoy sometimes, and I can't make a separation from the fact that we created a genre of music and media where we stand on a stage together head to head. I mean, I'm talking about black culture and black people. And we talk about how violently we're going to end each other's life and degrade each other's family. We call it battle rap.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the world don't see it that way, but Jesus said, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. What is it in our culture that makes us want to stand before each other and talk about how easily or how gruesomely we could kill each other? Right?
Yeah.
Hold on. I can't separate that from the culture itself of that we rap about killing each other. And I can't separate that from the fact that it actually happens in real life.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so the movie stars that play action stars, they're not really getting in bar fights or shootouts. Right? Like the dudes who say they kill people, they really be like in shootouts and like, you know what I'm saying? And so for me, this is really connected. But the reason why I made that point is because that's why the grooming is like, you can't be angry in the streets and not bring that in your house. Right. Like you can't control your vices like that.
Right.
And that's why I think it's dangerous to have our children pumping this repetitive violence, turn up, party, lack of self-control stuff, because when you turn 13, no, you can't turn that off. You can't just click a button because you got a nice teacher.
You know what's crazy too? So like speaking on battle rap, like
I consider myself a teacher too, Josh, so that wasn't for you.
No, amen, respect.
I started in battle rap when I started rhyming in high school.
Me too.
Because everyone around me was competitive. But see, the thing is, our battle raps was I'm nicer than you, and how I could put words together. Like for us, it was about the art. Now we live in the hood, right?
Right.
So when we come in battle, it was fun. It was jest. It was sharpen your skills. So as the culture started to shift and become about the violence and the all that. To us, that was corny.
Right.
Because it was like, you don't got no bars, so you're going to talk about killing me?
Right.
That's how we looked at it. And then I removed myself from battle rapping into making songs because of that very thing. Because I was afraid.
Wow.
I was genuinely scared to battle rap because of the environment we really lived in. And the way my mouth could be, I was like, I'm going to say something crazy. I'm going to force you to
disrespectful.
force you to do something to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was afraid. Plus, I just felt it was corny because it's like, you know what I mean? It's like when you play ball, like, you know how many fights we got in to play basketball? So, like, just imagine if I really sit down and put the mind to talk about your mother.
Wow.
Or your kids. You know what I'm saying? So I always hated battle rap for that reason.
So what do you think about the fact that it was like the seeds? Like, okay, we start off saying, I mean, even the first popular hip hop song was like, yo, look at what I got. I'm the man, not him. You know what I'm saying? And then it goes from that to, nah, I'm better. Nah, I'm better. Nah, I'll smack you. I'll shoot you. You know what I'm saying? And then
the shift came because of the industry. Because
even with Jay-Z though, it went from I got the most money to I'm God now. Like, it just kept. So if we trying to outdo each other and there's no limit on how we can outdo each other with words, where else is there to go?